Hey everybody, so we are dehydrating cabbage, and I've already started with the head, and I have some more here. So we're going to cut it into wedges, and I washed it. And then from the wedges into cubes. And you can use it this way if you were wanting to fry it or add it to soups or what have you. So whatever your most used recipe would be for cabbage, you would cut it up for that application. And then you want to separate the leaves so it dehydrates evenly. And so that's really just all you're doing at this point, prepping it up, getting it all ready to go on the trays. I don't know if I should cut this all up. I don't know if it'll all fit in there. And sometimes your cabbage can be a little funky with the leaves. See how they get all curled up inside each other. Letting my dog have the pieces that I'm not going to dehydrate. So he thinks he's getting a treat. Oh, my baby rat. Yes. See how these get kind of funny. So that's the most tedious part. But it is well worth it in the end. Put this in a mason jar with an oxygen absorber and a moisture absorber, and this will last for years. Just want to make sure that you dehydrate it properly and get it really dry. So I'm going to continue on with this, and when I get all my cabbage cut up, we'll come back and lay it out on the trays. Okay, the only way you're going to be able to see this is on top of the dehydrator. This is an Excalibur. And the cool thing about this is you can make yogurt and raised bread. So you just want to put it in an even layer so it gets a air circulation all around it. I am going to use the 105 setting, that is for live food, or you can use the 125 setting, and that is for vegetables. But you don't want to use the jerky heat. You don't want to use a high heat because you don't want to cook it. You just want to dry out the vegetables. This is a 8 tray, I believe, dehydrator, but I'm going to use every other tray holder thing inside because the cabbage is kind of thick. It won't fit each tray without pushing the cabbage all the way to the back of the tray. Once it starts losing moisture, you could rotate your trays and add some more trays to the bottom, if any of that made sense. You know your dehydrator, so you can also dehydrate in the oven. Just put it on the lowest setting. Sometimes you'll need to crack the oven door so it doesn't get too hot. You can even dehydrate in your car. If you have a screen, you can lay it out on the screen and put it on the dashboard of your car. And you'll want to crack the windows so it doesn't steam up. So that's all you do, is lay it out on your trays. Just going to continue doing that and then set it on 105, or you can set yours to 125 if it has temperature settings. I gave one away. It was like the Ronco type. You'll just want to adjust the vents on the top if you don't have a temperature gauge. You don't want it to get too hot. So yeah, that's all you do. So I'm gonna finish loading the trays, turn it on, and I will see you probably in the morning when these are coming out. Hey everybody, so we are going to start taking some of our cabbage off the tray. Now look at how much that shrank. I have a jar here, and first I'm going to add an oxygen absorber. Put that in the bottom, and then I'm going to add a moisture absorber. Where I live, it's very humid. I think I threw 2 in there. That's okay. Matter of fact, it's very humid. Today we're getting rain, so this came out of the dishwasher all water spotted. So we're going to just add our cabbage. Make sure your hands are very clean and your jar is very clean and dry. And I'm going to sort through this a little bit because these pieces that have like the thicker core vein take longer to dry, but you can, let's see, can you hear that? That means it's dry. And these will rehydrate up to where you can fry with them, or you can throw them in soup. Whatever you like to use your cabbage in. And this is 3 heads of cabbage. So it's going to take me quite some time to get this jar full. And then there's some breaking news out there for you, any of you up in the central Midwest, Michigan, Indiana, Wisconsin, Illinois. There's a refinery fire. They have shut down the refinery and they've declared a state of emergency. So if you need gas, or possibly even propane, I would get propane. If your propane isn't full, top it off. Go get gas, fill up some gas tanks, or gas cans, and make sure you are taken care of in that area. With it being harvest season, that could potentially pose some issues. My understanding is they've lifted the regulations for truck drivers so they can get gas delivered up there, I guess from places like down here or wherever, I don't know where, but they're gonna try and get stuff in. So I mean, think about school buses, tractors, you know, anything that runs off of diesel. It's going to be an issue. So if you are needing gas, and I would go get some food. Make sure your pantry has what it needs. I'm just making sure these ones with the thicker spots are dry enough. And then I will just pop this back in. This one has a lot of the thicker pieces. The sorting can be a little tedious, but I don't want it to be so dry it starts actually cooking. And if your dehydrator makes things a little bit brown, don't worry about it. When you rehydrate it, it will lighten right back up. My old dehydrator did that because it would get a little hotter than I wanted. And some don't have the temperature gauges. I don't know what they could possibly be barking at. It's rainy out there. So that's all I'm doing. Got my oxygen absorber in there, the moisture absorber in there, and if you live in a humid area where it potentially gets humid, I would use the moisture absorbers in your dehydrated foods just for added protection. I mean, you don't want to do all this work, use all this energy, and have moisture ruin your food. So some people are pro, some people are con. I am an advocate of the moisture absorbers. Oklahoma, it's a steam bath out there now. That's why it's taking so long for this to dehydrate. So I'm gonna finish sorting this out If you're in the northern Midwest, go get gas. Potatoes, anything, onions. I hear there's going to be an onion shortage as well as the potato shortage. You can cut those up any way you like them and store them in the freezer, or you can cut them however you like and dehydrate them. So you might want to start stocking up on your onions as well as your potatoes. They are going on the shortage list. So there you have it, guys. I'm going to continue on with the rest of my trays. I'm using a mason jar lid and ring, and it can take 24 to 48 hours for that oxygen absorber to remove the oxygen from this jar, and it will seal this. If you don't have oxygen absorbers, just use your vacuum sealer if you have the attachment, and you can vacuum seal it. Vacuum sealing is not dry canning, by the way, just for those who, because the canning terms are getting a little confusing. But you can vacuum seal, and that will give you years and years of shelf life with your dehydrated foods if you store it properly like that. You can also use a jar like this with the lug lids. Just make sure you wash them really well so your food doesn't taste like dill pickles. Put an oxygen absorber in there. If you wanted to make it even a stronger seal, tape it with some electrical tape, and this will also last for years and years on the shelf. So anyways, I just wanted to get this video out to you guys. I'm going to finish dehydrating, and I think I'll just make potatoes and kielbasa sausage for dinner tonight, something easy. So you all stay safe, you stay healthy, and I want to welcome all the new subscribers, by the way. Thank you so much. And if you're new to the channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps to get the videos out there and to keep me in the algorithm. And yeah, I appreciate all of you that are here, that comment, that thumbs up, and watch the videos. So I'm humbled. Thank you so much, and I will see you all soon.